Hello, Falcon fans, and welcome to our playoff preview as the Falcons get ready for quarterfinal action this weekend from the Ozaki Ice Center against the Aurora University Spartans. My name is Matt Menzel, and our first segment being joined here by senior Michaela Spetcher as the Falcons again looking to take it to Aurora, a team they beat back in January 7-1 and 5-2. Before we talk about the current series against Aurora, Michaela, I want to get your opinion on the season that's been. Okay, you guys are 22-2-1, the 22 wins, a program record. What has allowed you guys to be so successful so far?
I think just overall we're having really good team chemistry with everyone. I think everyone's really just playing off of each other really well, and I think that's really just pushing the game forward, pushing the pace. Like all those little things just coming together and putting our full effort in practice for sure is helping a lot. And you just see like all the girls' hard work that we put in practice also show up in the game, so it's really cool to see all that come together.
You talk about the chemistry. How have you guys been able to build that chemistry throughout the season?
Yeah, I mean, like there's definitely been some times where we haven't played well with each other, and that's always going to happen. There's always going to be those times where you run into those situations, but I think Coach does a really good job of finding the people that we work well with, and just seeing that kind of all come together and seeing the success that the girls are having is really, really awesome.
What was the mindset for you coming into this season after a big senior class, a very talented, accomplished senior class graduating from last year? You were one of 4 to start the year, one of 3 on the active roster of the current senior class, but what was the mindset knowing that they had set the bar high and now it was your turn?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, that was definitely in the back of my head, just knowing that that was a really good season, and playing for these seniors, playing for the people that have always been above me the whole time, was definitely in my head for that group of girls, and that really helped me, play for them and knowing that. But then also going into this year, I think Coach knew that, and he knew that we also came off of a really big year and was just like, we're going to be 1% better, and that was kind of like a little bit of our motto was like 1% better. That's kind of why we have this little 212 on our shirts. It just means that being that 1 degree better than you were before and putting in that hard work, and that we can produce a season very similar or even better than the one before. Well,
let me ask you about that. How special is it that senior group set the bar high, and now you guys set the bar even higher?
Yeah, for sure. I just think the girls knew that, that's the potential that we had, and even though we lost a lot of girls, that coming into it, it was really just an exciting opportunity to kind of start fresh and just play with each other and see what else we could do, really.
This offense has been explosive with an average of about 4 goals a game, 99 goals total in the first, now 25 games, and you've been a big part of that with 16 goals and 15 assists. How do you feel like personally your season is going?
I think better than I could have expected, honestly. I was obviously going into senior year being like, okay, this is my last year, gotta give my best effort. I saw the seniors kind of have that same mindset last year, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm gonna put up my best foot forward, and knowing that this could be my last year if I ever play hockey and at this competitive of a level. So I just knew I had to do that and have that mindset, and it's really worked out for me.
Your name is now all over the record book. 105 career games played, 59 goals, 56 assists, 115 points. And I know it's a team concept, and I'm sure you rightfully so will give credit to your teammates, but I want you to be selfish for a second. With your name being all over the record book, what does that mean to you to know that, again, I'll use the term raising the bar high? You've set the standard once again for that next person to try to raise their game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it means so much to anyone to be able to play the sport. I think just getting to be where I am right now was kind of always the motive behind everything I really did. But obviously breaking all these records and seeing my personal success has really been awesome, but I give all the glory to God. I think He's the only one that's really been pushing me and helping me to be the person that I am and show that talent on the ice. So I'm really thankful for that, and the sport just means a lot to me. And so just to see, all of the unseen stuff that you don't see behind the scenes, all those times that you were going to the rink in the summer and you're like, what am I doing here? You're just like, what am I doing here? And but at the end of the day, like all those little things build up, and that's kind of why you go to the rink at 8 o'clock at night type of deal, or 6 in the morning, or whatever, and you work hard and you push yourself to be the best that you can be, and then it shows up in games and it shows up in the record book, and you're like, wow, I actually did it. Like I actually did it, and it's great. It's really great.
Now a chance to brag about the team. A team that at one point won 12 consecutive, unbeaten in 20 straight. When did you realize this could be a special team, this could be a special season? Was there a game, was there a moment?
I don't think there was maybe even one singular moment. I think, honestly, I kind of had a feeling just from the fact that we all were on the same page. I think that helps a lot. Like, everyone had the same motive going into it. We were kind of all like, we want to be good. We want to be a really good team. And I think that helps a lot. Like, having everyone on the team, I can say without a doubt, wants to be here, wants to work hard, wants to get better. You can't ask for much more than that. So, yeah.
I remember the senior class last year talking about one of the goals was to host a quarterfinal series. You guys now do it for a second consecutive year. What do you remember about the quarterfinal series last year? How can you apply that to this year? Just how you go about preparing for the emotions, the pressure that's there, game 1, game 2, possibly a mini third game. How do you approach the tournament?
Yeah, I mean, we actually just talked about this as a team. We do like we call it TGT. It's just like a little like get together group thing as a team with our assistant coach, and we just talk about how we are mentally, or what mental cues we can use to help us in the game, and things that you think like coaches don't think about, like we get to actually talk about as a team, and it's really personal and it's really raw and it's really very brings the team together in a different way. And so we actually just brought that up. We said, what are you going to do when we're coming up against playoffs? And I think the biggest thing is just keeping the same routine. We always have our routines before the game and during the week, and I think like keeping our same routine will really help us. And then just also knowing that there's going to be those ups and downs, and how can you mentally prepare before you go into the game is going to help.
Finally, your thoughts on the opponent, quality team in Aurora coming to town. What do you think about the Spartans?
I think they're going to put up a fight. They're going to want to stay just as much as we are. So I think just going in the game knowing that we got to do what we got to do to get this game done. So.
Okay, Michaela, thanks for your time. All the best this weekend.
Yeah, thank you.
We continue now being joined by sophomore Scout Stromberg, and to her left, freshman Abby Hansberger, and to her left, a goaltender and sophomore Gretchen Pavarud. Let's start with you, Scout, and year 1 to year 2. What's been the big difference from freshman year to sophomore year for you?
Yeah, I think freshman year it was a lot of just finding your spot on the team, figuring out where you were going to fit in. And now this year it's more like you know your role and you just get to like work more with the team, I guess. And it's more comfortable. I guess I know where I am now, and that's nice.
Abby, for you as a freshman, brand new to the college game, what was the biggest difference from high school to college?
I would say the speed of the game, the intensity is a lot more. It's a much faster paced game, so you have less time with the puck, and just adjusting to that was a little difficult at the start, but finding my way.
What was the atmosphere like for you coming in? Because you're coming into a program that's coming off a very successful last season. So what was the mindset? What was the mood? What was the feel around this team when you entered training camp?
Very high energy. Everyone was like happy to be here, working hard, pushing each other in practice, which is also a little bit different from high school.
Gretchen, for you now, freshman to sophomore year was a big change.
I think the big change is now that I feel like I have a foot in the game. Starting off that first year, you kind of don't know where you're sitting, like Scout said, and then coming back for year 2, you know everyone, you know the girls on the ice, and just kind of clicks for that second year.
How is you look at this season, you've been one of the primary goaltenders of the 3 used. How has your confidence grown as the season's gone along?
I think it's grown a lot. This team has done incredibly good. Like the responses that they've came back with has been amazing. The timing of it too, right off the bat. it's grown a lot, and this team is there to support me, and whenever something does happen or doesn't go our way, they're there and to let me know that keep doing the good work.
We'll get back to that in a second. I want to talk about the support you've gotten and the goal support throughout the course of the year. I want to talk about defense, though, for a second, Scout. And this defense has been awfully tough, only allowing 36 goals so far, an average of about 1.4 goals a game. What has been key to the defense's success?
I think working together, and if we have something that goes wrong, we need to be able to talk about it, and just keeping that strong D-core, working on a lot of breakouts in practice. We want to get it out of the D zone, so yeah, I think it's been going good.
To piggyback off that, on special teams, when you look at the penalty kill, also good. Opponents only 8 for 76 in the first now 25 games. How close-knit is that power, that penalty kill, that special teams unit?
Special teams, we work on a lot of special teams in practice, and I think our penalty kill is good because we are good at rolling through, and we don't really have like specific people all the time, but I think everyone can go out there and you can trust anyone on penalty kill, and that's really good for our team.
Abby, offensively, this offense can be explosive, averaging about 4 goals a game, 99 number of different players have been able to score goals. You certainly have done your share of scoring in 25 games with 18 goals and 24 assists. How explosive can this offense be, in your opinion?
Yeah, we can, like Gretchen said, we know how to bounce back after getting scored on, so that's super important. And then also starting off, like, we got a quick goal against Adrian, yes. And then again against Marion last weekend. So
Yeah, this Falcon team's gotten off to some quick starts throughout the course of the year, setting the tone, laying down the foundation. You mentioned 18 goals, 24 assists. Do you remember that first college goal, and what do you remember about it?
oh boy, back at Trine, yeah. I remember just putting the puck on the net and hoping it went in instead. And then just kind of went from there.
And we talk like with Gretchen, okay, you talk about from a confidence standpoint. I got to believe that first goal goes in, you realize, boy, I do belong and I can play at this level. Was that a big confidence booster for you?
For sure it was.
Gretchen, goal support. How does that change your mindset when you have a 2, 3, 4 goal lead versus a 1 goal lead?
I mean, you never want to get relaxed as a goalie, but when we're kind of creeping up there and like the energy's high, kind of helps me relax my nerves in the net a little bit more, knowing that we do have that urgency on the ice for the night, and makes me feel good to have a team like that.
How do you balance not getting too high, too low? Because goals are going to happen.
Yeah.
As much as you don't want to allow a goal to go by, they're going to happen. So how do you go about not getting too high, too low when a goal goes by, or all of a sudden the Falcons are playing with a multi-goal lead?
Yeah, I think it all kind of starts in practice for us. I see how our team works together in practice, so when a goal does get let up, I kind of have that feeling and trust with the team that they're going to come back from it, and they're going to come back stronger than what we started with.
Now for the 2 sophomores, okay, this team with 22 wins, last year's team set the bar high, this team now setting the bar even higher. How have you guys been able to do that this year after losing a very talented senior class?
Yeah, I wasn't sure what was going to happen this year because we did lose a really talented senior class, but I think like Michaela has been huge. Abby was a huge freshman. She's been doing amazing. And we've just been really working together well as a team, would you say?
Mm-hmm.
So, we've been getting those wins. Keep putting the bar high.
Banking off that, I think last year was a really great year for us to come into. Like, team culture-wise, it was great. That senior class was huge leadership, and like Scout said, didn't know how it was going to come for this year, but then I think a lot of girls stepped into that position of taking leadership.
In Abby, there's obviously opportunities for the freshmen to step up, and almost every freshman has so far. How about from a chemistry standpoint? How did that come about developing, being the new class coming in? How welcoming were the returnees? How are you guys able to build that team chemistry?
Yeah, I started at captain's practice. Everyone was so welcoming, and you could just tell that the team culture building off of last year was incredible, and all the upperclassmen, even the sophomores, did a great job of taking us under their wing. I remember going to play cards at these two at their apartment one night. It's just little things like that we build chemistry off the ice, and I think that is super important.
Let me ask you before I get the sophomores' opinion about, having been here, done that, being in a playoff tournament in the past. What do you anticipate? What do you expect? Do you expect the atmosphere to feel a little different? Do you expect it to be another game? What are you anticipating this weekend?
I'm going into it like it's just any other game, but obviously there's more on the line. I really believe that we can take it to them, and they'll come with a battle. So not going in with our heads too high, but making sure to keep that weight to kind of lift it off and just leaning on each other.
Scout and Gretchen, you guys have been here and done this before and got the opportunity to play at home in a quarterfinal series before. What can you say to the newbies? What do you remember about that experience? Did it feel different? Was it different? You're seeing a team you've already seen twice this season. What do you anticipate this weekend?
Yeah, last year I do think the atmosphere does feel a little different just because, your season's on the line and you need that win. But I think this year, with the experience that we have from last year, I'm hoping we can come in level-headed, not too anxious, not too nervous, and just get the job done because I know that we can.
I agree with that. I agree with what Scout said. We can get the job done. This year's different because of how good of a season we've had. So then just staying level-headed throughout the game and coming in like it's just a regular game.
And Aurora will be the opponent again Friday, Saturday, quarterfinal play, a mini game if necessary. On Saturday night, a team you guys beat 7-1, 5-2 back in January. Let me wrap it up. As you mentioned, the stakes a little bit higher now. It's number 2 seed, the best finish in conference play for Falcon women's hockey. Each your opinions. For this team to have success, not only this weekend, but going forward, hopefully beyond this weekend, what needs to happen? What's key to this team continuing to find success?
Just continuing to click, continuing to get that momentum high. I think when we start to get goals, we can build off of it really well, and we just need to continue to do that.
Yeah, I think we all we need to play unselfish like we always do, and just keep our heads on straight, not get too frustrated, keep composure. So.
I think it's huge, our practices. We continue to push each other every day, and we're just there.
Well, thank you to the three of you. All the best here this weekend. Falcons and Aurora coming up in quarterfinal play. Being joined by the Falcon women's hockey head coach Steve Fabilli, back for season number 12 as they prepare for playoff action here against Aurora. Quarterfinal action on Friday and Saturday. And before we talk about the here and now, let's talk about the season that's been. 22 wins, a program record. When did you realize how good this team could be?
Good question. I don't know. I think we just take it day by day. We don't really, I don't know. I try not to think about stuff like that, or, how many wins can we get? What's the record is going to be? I think this year our main focus was what's needed today. How can we get better today from yesterday? And then prepare for tomorrow. So.
And the big question mark coming into the season was how do you go about replacing such a talented senior class? So how did you go about filling those voids?
Well, there's a lot of work in the recruiting department, obviously. Coach and staff did a good job of bringing in people, but we lost 11 seniors. I think 3 of our top 5 or 6 point scorers. A goalie who played most of the game. So there's a lot of questions, I guess, coming into the season of who might step up, how would freshmen do right away, because a lot of them are kind of getting thrown into the fire a little bit. But I think a lot of our players rose to the occasion. Obviously, freshmen are contributing as well. So it kind of just took a team mentality to get it going again.
Well, let me dig a little deeper, okay? Talk about that freshman class, and how do you feel like they have fit in here this season?
Great. They came in with a lot of energy, which most freshmen do. But yeah, they're like sponges, right? So they're asking a lot of questions. They want to contribute. We had a successful year last year, so they want to kind of continue that. But yeah, the freshmen have been great, and all the returners too.
You look 25 games in. Anything about this team that surprises you that maybe you didn't anticipate about? Whether it be a certain performance on the ice, about someone stepping up, maybe special teams, anything that surprised you about what this group's been able to do?
I think just how quickly they gelled. Again, losing a big senior class and then bringing in a lot of new faces, you're kind of curious as to how quickly can they gel, how quickly can they mesh together. We do a retreat at the start of the year every year, and I think right from the get-go they're they're all kind of on board and getting along and really taking time to get to know each other on a personal level, and I think that probably contributes a little bit to the success we have.
Now, I do want to bring up special teams, and so far a team that is right around 22.5% of the power play. When you look at the penalty kill, opponents have only been 8 of 76. How would you rate what you've seen from special teams so far?
Very good. I think we got 2 units on the power play, so they're pushing each other in practices, and I think our penalty kill has been doing well too. I think just a lot of video and just a lot of buy-in. You know, penalty kill is hard work, and you got to be willing to block shots and you know, play tough in front of the net. So I think a lot of players took on that role, and they kind of just banged it.
We knew after last season, Brooke Gibson was a big loss, and her name all over the record book, still is all over the record book, but in comes Michaela Spetcher, and she's elevated her play even more so now as a senior. You look at 25 games this season, 16 goals, 15 assists, a total of 31 points. How have you seen her game evolve as she's been a Falcon?
Yeah, she gets better every year. She's very competitive. She wants to do well. So having, you know, the sights for the goals, I don't even know if she knew, to be honest with you, how close she was to the points and the goals and things like that. But she's ultra competitive. She wants to be successful, and obviously she has success because of it.
Look at your goaltending situation. You've had 3 that you've utilized here this season. Gretchen Pavru has been the primary goaltender. What has she brought to this team?
Calm presence, you know, goaltenders. The team has to have confidence in you, and I think we have, you know, a great group of goalies that are very supportive of each other, whether they're playing, not playing. They get along really well, and they compete and they push each other, and they're very supportive of each other too.
You know, we talked earlier about just this group and gelling together and the performances on the ice. Is it, I don't want to say a surprise, but did you expect the kind of balance you would see? Obviously, Spectra gets a lot of credit. Certainly, Abby Hansberg gets a lot of credit for what they're able to do, but it seems like almost everybody up and down this roster has got the ability to score.
Yeah, I think there's games where it was pretty tight, and then all of a sudden here comes somebody with a goal that you know, maybe you weren't expecting to, which you need. I mean, you need the depth. You need people contributing up and down the lineup. You can't just rely on the same person or one line or a pair of people to kind of get the job done. So it's good to see that other people are contributing as well.
How do you approach, and I know you get this now tournament format, which is the same as a regular season format, at least to start, where you get back-to-back against the same opponent. How do you approach a weekend series? Whether you win or lose, you can't get too high, you can't get, you know, too low because you have the next day. But how do you go about approaching game 1 versus game 2?
We're focused on Friday, and then we go from there. We haven't, you know, today we did small games Monday. We swept the weekend, so we have small game Monday and music on Mondays. So we're not changing anything. You know, but we're trying to dial in on some of the execution bits and fine tune our craft. But we're not looking past Friday.
Do you spend a lot of time looking back at the previous game film against Aurora?
Yeah, we'll go through all their games, most recent games, what they did against us, how they're playing the last couple of games, and come up with a game plan and go from there.
And you go back January 23rd, 24th against the Spartans. What stands out about that weekend series to you?
I don't remember, to be honest with you. I know we had success. We found the back of the net, I believe, both games. So hopefully we can continue to do that. But it's a new game. I mean, every game's a new game, so we'll see.
So I guess overall, more generically, what do you see as being keys to a playoff series?
Yeah, just stay within your emotions, right? There's probably a lot of distractions and things of that nature that can happen. So stay focused on the task at hand and just play to the level that we can play at. Again, just it's a game, right? So take it like that and go from there.
Well, Coach, thanks a lot for your time. All the best here this
Yeah,
weekend. Stay tuned to CUWFalcons.com for more information. The series begins Friday here from the Ozaki Ice Center at 7 o'clock. Game 2 is Saturday at 7 o'clock. If necessary, following that second game, a mini game. But again, CUWFalcons.com, your one stop for all Falcon women's hockey action.